The last conversation we're going to have is on June 25th, and I'm so excited to hear this speaker. His name is Robert Bordone, and I met him last summer at a conference on polarization, and it was a conference with 100 other Catholics from around the United States to figure out how are we called to walk together even when we disagree. And Robert, we called him Bob, gave a keynote presentation on how to navigate conflict in a Catholic way, especially when we are working with one another for the same mission. Bob just wrote a book called Conflict Resilience, Negotiating Disagreement Without Giving Up or Giving In. And he really gave us a lot of practical ways to look at our own ways of working with one another and to see how we can see Christ in one another, especially when conversations are difficult, especially when it seems like there's no way out of a disagreement, and even how to navigate when we can't come to an agreement. How can we still remain in a relationship with one another?
The title that we're giving this conversation is Accompanying One Another When Conflicts Arise. And that word accompanying is really important because when conflicts arise in any human situation, we tend to think of ourselves as adversaries. Somebody else is on one side of the issue and we're on the other side of the issue. And that's not really a Christian or synodal way of understanding conflict. Both Pope Francis and Pope Leo XIV have emphasized that when we encounter someone with whom we may have a disagreement or we don't have the same viewpoint, the same understanding, our first stance is not to assert our point, but to listen very carefully to the other person's point. And that careful listening doesn't mean we're necessarily going to wind up agreeing with the person that we're disagreeing with, but it does mean that we're giving respect and honor to the viewpoint that person has. And that's an accompaniment process. We're accompanying them on their journey as a first response. And then ideally, they're also accompanying us and they will listen to our viewpoint, and there'll be a respectful dialogue, a respectful listening, and a way to at least come to a mutual love and respect for each other in the midst of our conflict.
So sign up at teaminitiation.com. It's just for Team Initiation members. Membership is on sale right now, so it's a great time to sign up. Even if you can just sign up for the month of June, that will give you everything that members get at teaminitiation.com.
As you can tell, we're very excited about this series, and we'll be even more excited to see you there.